but you need to be a little bit more transparent when it comes to that kind of information. And with Thomas supposedly being some extreme intellectual, should have checked on old boy on that. Why didn't he? Why didn't he check him with that information? All right, so for the next video, we're here to talk about Thomas Sowell. I think that's his name, Sowell, whatever. But Thomas, he is someone that I found maybe like 2 years ago, okay? And I never really spent too much time on him because he's just one of those people that just, it feels to me that as smart as he is, as well educated as he is, it just feels like he just caters to the I don't want to call people names, okay? The lacking of people. He wants to play to their dumbness because that's just what people want to hear. But if he gave people truth, he's going to be unpopular. That's just how it goes. When you tell the truth, you're going to be unpopular. If you're popular while telling the truth, something is wrong. Okay? Like they crucified Jesus, okay? Jesus only had 12 friends. Okay, and I mean that's God. Okay, so we're here to so let's watch this video. This is Thomas changes his opinion on Donald Trump. Now, when I watched this, I was kind of shocked. Okay, so I'm going to go through this video. It's a short video, but I'm going to let you know the truth of the matter. All right, let's take a listen.
This is the mandatory subject, Donald Trump.
Uh-oh.
During the presidential campaign, you wrote a column, this is when you still had your column, that appeared under the headline, "Choose Trump. He'd be easier to impeach." And you wrote that voters faced a choice between, I'm quoting you, two out-of-control people, one of whom is going to be president. And you said since Hillary Clinton would be the first woman chief executive, she'd be very difficult to impeach, but Trump would be easier to kick out, so vote for Trump.
Now, that right there is understandable. I never heard that kind of perspective on it, but it makes sense. Hillary, Trump, two garbage human beings. One is worse than the other. If you want to get one booted out, who will be easier? The first woman president or a Donald Trump? So, I mean, you know.
Now that he's been in office for a year, what do you make of him?
Well, it's interesting.
I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
You know, let me say that just recently, Walter Williams sent me a video of Donald Trump in his mid-30s being interviewed. And so I've had to back off on one of the things I've said, which is that Trump is someone who has simply never grown up. He was very grown up in his mid-30s.
Speaking of retrogression.
And it's scary because how many people are more mature in their mid-30s than they are at age 70?
All right.
And given the trend line,
All right.
how optimistic should we be about his becoming more grown up as time goes on?
All right. All right.
In terms of the people he's surrounded himself with,
Okay.
I think on the whole, they're a better bunch than either of the last two presidents had. So he had
Really?
very good people. I think Jim Mattis at Secretary.
Defense?
Yeah, but other people are around him. And the question is he going to listen to them?
All right.
Okay. Whoa. Now that's my first problem with this here, okay? If you know anything about Donald Trump and the crew that he hung around with, now we all know there's, hundreds of positions when it comes to filling in the government when you first get into office. I don't know all of them, obviously. That's not the issue. We all know Trump didn't even listen to half the people he put in those positions. But there was a very few people that he did listen to. And a few of the few are these people. Jeff Sessions, that weirdo with the black paint running down his face and he's just sweating for no reason. who couldn't even piece together a common sense sentence no better than Trump, you want to listen to that guy. Steve Bannon. Bro, if you want to talk about evil in the shape of a person, it would be that. Like, look him up. This dude, I don't even know why Republicans are even giving this guy the time of day if they're worried about how people perceive the Republican Party. Why? In Stephen Miller, I would bet my last paycheck to bet he's part of some white supremacy group. I would bet that. And I'm not a betting man. I'm not that lucky. But with that, just his hairline. His hairline tells it all. In Mr. Thomas saying that he has some of the best of the best of the best people around. No. But this guy's supposed to be an intellectual? Come on. I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
Let me play you a brief excerpt of Donald Trump himself. This is from the State of the Union address this past January.
Come on.
This will be my first time to hear it.
Something I'm very proud of. African American unemployment stands at the lowest rate ever recorded.
Okay.
Oh my!
He produces a maybe the statistic isn't quite right either. Maybe
No, it is. It is.
It is.
Yes.
And there you see a shot. You see Republicans standing and applauding, and there you see a shot of Democrats who are sitting on their hands, including many members of the Black Caucus.
Yes.
In Congress. What do you make of that?
That, as with so many other groups around the world, the leaders of groups that are lagging are often themselves one of the biggest handicaps of those groups, because they have to depict the problems in ways that will allow them to play the role of rescuers. And so there'll be no talk about how you can do this or that for yourself. There'll be talk about what we can get the government to deliver for you. And usually that's a lot of words and things that have bad effects. And that's true not only with blacks in the United States, it's true of people in the lower income people in England and else.
All right.
Imagine.
Hold on. Let's go ahead. Bring this back. All right. That last portion. Okay, let me go ahead and get this out the way, because I can say, something is correct if someone says it. I'm not too, shameful to do that. That last part, that's what Democrats are really good at doing. They're really, really good at knowing what a problem is, dissecting a problem, and doing nothing about it, because they know that that's what's going to continue to get them votes. Just like, with some of the, big pharma, if they made prescriptions cheap and affordable, people wouldn't be as sick. So why need a physician? Why need to go to the doctor? I mean, it's this whole big, but I understand what he's saying. I don't disagree with that. But what I do kind of don't like, okay, he didn't really specify, get into detail, but I wish he would have checked, old boy. And if he was coming from an honest place and with integrity, okay, he would have said, he is correct. Trump is correct. Black unemployment rates are lower than they ever have. But thanks to Obama. We all hear that. I'm pretty sure I'm not the first person for your ears to receive that kind of information. But somewhere on this screen, I am going to put a chart. You can look this up on Google. This is not something that you have to go out to the sea millions of miles away, go into a deep, dark, abandoned cave and fight, rock creatures and find this in some secret tomb. No, you can find this on Google. I found it on Google within like 2-3 minutes. If it wasn't for Trump, who was president, from 2009 to 2017, after the markets crashed, black unemployment rate started to go back down. And you can see the chart easily falling down into the Trump presidency. Now, of course, it spikes up when the coronavirus popped off and started going crazy. But Trump isn't wrong. But you need to be a little bit more transparent when it comes to that kind of information. And with Thomas supposedly being some extreme intellectual, should have checked on old boy on that. Why didn't he? Why didn't he check him with that information? So once again, this is another video of me looking at, it's like, come on. I'm gonna keep looking. I'm gonna keep looking, and I'm going to continue to break down the nonsense that man and any woman, 9 or 99, decide to bring to the table. I'm gonna break it down like a fraction, because that's what I do. All right, let's go ahead and get into the next video here.